Okay, so basic assembly video for the Sidewinder. So a lot of it's very similar to the Sidekick. Obviously, in the stand is obviously the same swinger stand, everything else. You've got the ground legs that bolt to the angle legs with the 3/8 carriage bolts. They go up and bolt to the like headboard piece, 3/8 carriage bolts there again. And then there's an extension, same extension that we use for the Holy Monkey and the Gear Swinger. It just gets that taller, gives you more clearance. Then you'll have a 1-inch spindle that bolts in with the 1/2-inch bolt with the lock washer and flat washer, bolts to the riser. Set collar goes on, covers up the flat spots on there. Put the first bearing on, clamp, set the set screw. Put the swinger arm on, put the second bearing on, clamp them snug. Make sure your swinger arm is straight by moving it around because the bearings will oscillate. And then set the set collar, or then tighten them down, put the cover plate on and everything, set the set screws, and then that's done. The Sidewinder has this additional piece right here that extends the swinger arm up. Mainly, it's allowing you to adjust the Sidekick arm out so that you can change the angle of that and get it all set up. So, and then once it's there, there's 3 different holes that are rigid on the back of the Sidekick / Sidewinder swinger arm. I'm in the closest one for leverage purposes, and you can also see that one hole is not being used on the arm, and I'm set at, so this is 0, 20, 40 degrees, and you can go 60 degrees, or you can go straight up and down as well. So on this assembly, you got a different set of bearings in here. So you got a little cover plate. Yeah, see if I can get a picture of it. Target's kind of blocking it. Cover plate. So it's got a 2 3/4 inch bolt. Goes through the cover plate. There's a bushing in there, and then the 2 bearings that go inside this arm. Then there's a washer and a nut. So you kind of make an assembly there. That's all tight, and then you just slide it through and put a nut on the back. Obviously, the kit will have nylocks. I was just doing these for speed, and that's how that assembly goes. And then there's spacers that go on there just like we use on the Gear Swinger. So put the carriage bolt on backwards, which is why the Swinger has square holes there. Put those spacers on. That those spacers are so that the target sticks will clear. This bearing assembly is really what those spacers are for. If you don't have those, then the swinger arm, the sticks will hit the main bearing assembly. So that's how that goes. That is the Sidewinder, and then of course our swinger kickstand stick, adjustable deal. Just clamps on a 1x2. That 3rd hole in the middle there is for major matches if you want to drill a hole through there after you have a set, and put a bolt through there with a nylock or whatever to make sure that it doesn't move. So there you go. There's the Sidewinder. This is just intended to be a better option than a bobber for people that keep asking about bobbers. I think bobbers are boring. This is a lot more interesting, and it will swing longer than a bobber, and you can set it way more aggressive than a bobber. There you go. Enjoy.